Hey everyone, welcome to Judging for the Win. I'm Dave, and this is my daily ruling. Today's question was suggested by a viewer. Thanks to Louise for this one. Let's say that Amy has turned her Dihada, Binder of Wills, into a creature until end of turn. Then she uses its +2 ability targeting itself. Will it still be indestructible after it goes back to being just a planeswalker? If so, what will that do? Okay, so regarding the first point, I actually just made a video where I talked about how if the game creates a continuous effect acting on a permanent, that continuous effect still exists for its whole duration, even if the permanent's attributes change. That's even true if the permanent's attributes change in such a way as to make the continuous effect not applicable anymore. So if there was some continuous effect that was giving Dihada +1/+1, that effect would not be able to function if Dihada stopped being a creature, but it would still be there, ready to do its job if Dihada were to regain the creature type. This isn't what happens with the case from the original problem statement though. There's absolutely no problem with giving an ability to a permanent of any type, even if that ability is not relevant to the type of permanent that's getting it. So in particular, once Dihada stops being a creature, having Vigilance isn't going to be super meaningful since it can't attack. Lifelink is a bit more helpful. Even though non-creatures generally can't deal damage via combat, there's no reason why they couldn't deal damage somehow to something else, and that damage would make the controller of that permanent gain life. Even though lifelink is pretty strongly associated with creatures, that doesn't have to be the case, and, for example, if you were to give Chandra lifelink, that could end up pretty well for you. Finally, indestructible is definitely relevant no matter what type of permanent you are. This would save you Dihada from a hero's downfall, for instance. What about Ether Snap, though? Unfortunately, this one does not work quite as well. Indestructible only stops a permanent from being destroyed, but that's not what's happening with that card. Rather, there's a state-based action that says planeswalkers with no loyalty counters get put into their owners' graveyards. Even though that's visually indistinguishable from being destroyed, it's treated by the game completely differently. And in the same way, being indestructible won't help you at all if you're going to the graveyard via the legend rule, because that rule also doesn't use the word destroy. But that's all I have for you today. How did you do? Join me again next time for another daily ruling, but until then, I hope you have a great day.